My name is Sarah, and I'm 29 years old. For years, I have been the one keeping my family together, even though they never realized it. I paid the rent, covered the bills, and even made sure my younger sister's school fees were paid on time. I never told them. I didn't do it for thanks. I did it because I loved them. But love wasn't enough. One evening, I came home from work feeling exhausted. I had barely put my bag down when my father stood up from the couch, his face red with anger. My younger sister, Emma, was standing beside him, looking smug. "I can't believe you would do this to us, Sarah," my father said, his voice shaking. I frowned. "Do what?" Emma held up some papers. "Don't pretend," she said, her voice dripping with fake innocence. "I found proof that you've been stealing from Dad's account. Look at this. Withdrawals that you made without telling him." My heart pounded. What was she talking about? I never took a single dollar from my father's account. In fact, I was the one putting money into it to keep things running. "This isn't true," I said, reaching for the papers, but my father yanked them away. "I don't want to hear it," he shouted. "You've been lying to us. You think we're fools." I looked at Emma, searching her face for any sign of guilt, but she just smiled, a small, satisfied smile that told me she had planned all of this. "But Dad, Get out of my house," he cut me off. "You're not welcome here anymore." For a second, I stood frozen. Was this really happening? After everything I had done for them, he was kicking me out because of a lie? Emma folded her arms and sighed. "You heard him, Sarah. Just leave." I looked at my father one last time, hoping to see even a little doubt in his eyes. But there was nothing, just anger. I turned around and walked to the door, my hands shaking. My whole life, I had given everything for them. And now they were throwing me away like I was nothing. They had no idea that they had just made the biggest mistake of their lives. Because from that moment on, I stopped paying for everything. And soon, they were about to learn the truth the hard way. I stepped out of the house and into the cold night air, my heart pounding. I had nowhere to go, but I wasn't scared. I wasn't sad. I was angry. As I walked down the street, I pulled out my phone and logged into my banking app. With a few taps, I canceled all the automatic payments I had been making for the house: rent, electricity, water, internet, even Emma's school fees. I didn't owe them anything anymore. Let's see how long they last without me. I was staying with a friend in a small apartment across town. Life felt strange, but for the first time in years, I felt free. No more worrying about bills, no more stressing about Emma's school payments, no more being treated like a bank account instead of a person. Then the text started. "Dad, Monday, 9:42 a.m. Sarah, we need to talk." I ignored it. "Emma, Monday, 1:15 p.m. Did you cancel the electricity bill?" The power got cut off. I smirked. "Oh, so they noticed." "Dad, Tuesday, 7:30 a.m. Sarah, what is going on?" "The landlord says the rent wasn't paid." "Did you do something?" "Oh, I did nothing, and that was the problem for them." By Wednesday, the calls started coming in. I let them go to voicemail. Thursday, Emma left a long, furious message. "Sarah, you're so selfish. You left and didn't even think about how this would affect us. The school won't let me in because my tuition is unpaid. Dad is freaking out. You need to fix this now." I laughed out loud. "Me? Fix it?" They didn't want me around, but they still expected me to take care of them. I was sipping coffee at my friend's place when my phone rang again. This time, it was Dad. For the first time, I answered. "Sarah," he said, his voice no longer full of anger, but desperation. "We need to talk." "Oh? About what?" I said casually. "Don't play games," he snapped, but there was no fire behind his words. "Emma's school kicked her out. The landlord gave us an eviction notice. The bills are overdue. I didn't know you were the one paying for everything." I let the silence hang between us before I finally said, "Now you do." He took a deep breath. "Sarah, come home. Let's talk." I smiled. Now the power was in my hands. But I wasn't sure if I even wanted to go back. I let my father's words hang in the air. "Come home. Let's talk." A few weeks ago, I would have jumped at the chance. I would have rushed back, eager to explain myself, desperate to be heard. But that girl? She didn't exist anymore. I took a slow sip of my coffee. Oh, so now you want to talk? Dad sighed. Sarah, don't do this. I didn't know the truth. If I had known. I cut him off. But you didn't care to find out, did you? Silence. He had no answer for that. Good. Let him sit in it. I hadn't gone back. I wasn't even thinking about it. Instead, I focused on myself, my work, my peace, and my future. Meanwhile, my father and Emma were drowning. The landlord finally had enough and evicted them. With no money to pay rent, they were forced to crash at a distant relative's house. Emma, who had always acted like she was better than me, was now job hunting just to survive. No more fancy clothes, no more spoiled attitude. She was struggling. And Dad? He looked exhausted when I ran into him at the grocery store one afternoon. He wasn't buying steaks or his usual expensive snacks. Just instant noodles and canned food. He saw me and hesitated. Then finally he spoke. Sarah. I raised an eyebrow. Dad. He swallowed hard. The man who had thrown me out like garbage now looked like he was about to beg. I just wanted to say I was wrong. I was blinded by Emma's lies. I should have trusted you. For a second, I almost felt bad for him. Almost. I was your daughter, too, I said, keeping my voice calm. But you threw me away without a second thought. His eyes dropped. I know. He wasn't here to argue anymore. He was here to admit defeat. That night, I got another text from Dad. Dad, 8:23 p.m. I know I don't deserve it, but if you ever decide to forgive me, just know the door is open for you. I stared at the message for a long time. Did I want revenge? Yes. Did I want to see them suffer more? A part of me did. But most of all, I just wanted to move on. So I did the one thing that gave me the most peace. I deleted the message. Then I blocked his number. The past was behind me, and I was finally free. 1 year later, the sun was shining through the windows of my new apartment, a place I paid for, all on my own. It had been exactly 1 year since my father and Emma had thrown me out. 1 year since I had taken back control of my life. And honestly, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. After leaving my family behind, I focused on my career. Without the burden of paying for their bills, I saved money fast. I upgraded my job, invested smartly, and even started my own small business on the side. Now, I had everything they thought I couldn't have without them: security, happiness, and freedom. I smiled as I looked at my reflection in the mirror. I looked different now, stronger, more confident. I didn't walk around exhausted anymore. I didn't feel like a servant in my own home. I was finally living for myself. I never reached out to my father or Emma, and they never reached out to me again. But small towns talk. And from what I heard, my father was still struggling, living in a cramped apartment with barely enough money to get by. Emma had bounced between jobs, unable to keep one for long. She was still trying to make people feel sorry for her, but no one was buying it anymore. They had tried to reach out to old friends and family, but no one trusted them now. The truth had come out. Everyone knew how they had treated me. And the best part? They never found someone else to take care of them. One afternoon, as I was leaving a cafe, I saw Emma across the street. She was standing at a bus stop, looking tired and bitter. She saw me too. For a moment, she hesitated. Was she going to apologize? Ask for help? I didn't wait to find out. I turned and walked away. I didn't need revenge. I had already won. Because I was happy. And they were stuck in the mess they created. They thought kicking me out was a victory. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because in the end, I didn't lose them. They lost me. And I never looked back.